Welcome to the Everything podcast. And in today's episode, if you wouldn't be able to see by what's on screen at the moment, I'm going to be talking about a Neighbours episode, and that is the Neighbours episode released on the 15th of January 2024. Yes, I know that's a long time ago, but because of all of the other things I've been covering, because it's not a purely Neighbours channel, that I've fallen so far behind. I think I was checking when I was reviewing this episode, it's about half of when this is being released, about half of the new episodes I've still got to review. So yeah, obviously, I'm not going to do an episode every day, as you will have noticed. But before I get to my review of that Neighbours episode, it is time for the Neighbours trailer. Here it is.
Gosh, what's happened in the last 2 years?
All roads lead back to Ramsey Street. I'm back! Something's never changed. I do really want one more day. Sounds like a pretty close-knit neighbourhood. Hello, everyone.
Maybe the ads said overly friendly neighbours?
Involved in this?
You just gotta give it a go.
Oh, we found a date on the calendar and went for it.
I want you to find out exactly what she's been doing since she's been here.
Why did you not make a presence tonight?
Because she is a spy.
I'm worried about what I'll say. I'm worried that there'll be no coming back from it.
She's one amazing woman.
I have been keeping something from you.
Now, I try and make it stop.
Why don't you tell me who you are?
You're not having second thoughts about today, are you?
That was the Neighbours trailer. So let me just find what I'm looking for. That's it. So yes, works. There we go. And the Neighbours trailer there. Now, before we get to my review of the 15th of January 2024 episode, I'm going to go through the cast list, which is of all of the regular characters who are in. I think it's pretty much one or two episodes a week. There are some exceptions, but I will explain them as we go through. But first of all, we have Sarah West as Cara Varga Murphy. We have Naomi Rukavina as Remy Varga Murphy. We'll have Marley Williams as Dex Varga Murphy. We have Riley Bryant as JJ Varga Murphy. We have Lloyd Will as Andrew Rodwell. Candice Leask as Wendy Rodwell. Georgie Stone as Mackenzie Hargraves. Emerald Chan as Sadie Rodwell. Lucinda Armstrong Hall as Holly Hoyland. Magella Davis as Krista Sinclair. Xavier Molyneux as Byron Stone. Shiv Palka as Haz Defkar. Stephen Dennis as Paul Robinson. Tim Carno as Leo Tanaka. Hannah Monson as Nicolette Stone. Takaya Honda as David Tanaka. Annie Jones as Jane Harris. Matt Wilson as Aaron Brennan. Henrietta Graham as Sam Young. Alan Fletcher as Carl Kennedy. Jackie Woodburn as Susan Kennedy. Tana Ellis Anderson as Hugo Rebecca. Rebecca Amaloglu as Therese Willis. Aisha Salam Towner as Nell Rebecca. Ryan Maloney as Tony Rebecca. Lucinda Cowden and Lucinda Cowden as Melanie Pierce. The writer for this episode is Matthew Bonn. The director is Grace Fang Stuen. And the synopsis of this episode reads: Nicolette finds herself caught in a dangerous web. Paul attempts to drive a wedge between Leo and Krista. Aaron and David partake in some fun and games. As I've mentioned several occasions within this episode was released on the 15th of January 2024. My opinion of this episode, which I didn't actually do, but I'm going to do it now, is obviously I love being back reviewing Neighbours episodes because it's been a while. I haven't. It would have been towards the start of the year, January, February time, probably. And yes, so it's nice reviewing, going back to review. And yeah, yeah, and actually, the contrast because I'm watching it. It's Neighbours and Doctor Who are the two shows that I review that I watch them go out live first, and that is because obviously I'm so far behind and they're out weekly. Uh, so yeah, obviously Neighbours is out 4 times a week. Doctor Who's only out once, but it's 9 episodes a year, isn't it? So it's a little bit different. But yes, so without further ado, here's my review of the Neighbours episode released on the 15th of January 2024. We have the previously recap and the title sequence. Dex reminds Remy what time the jumble sale is. JJ bumps into Krista. Remy checks in on Krista. Toadie introduces the jumble sale. Nicolette volunteers to run the licorice stand at the jumble sale. Um, Nicolette spots Veronica at the jumble sale. David tidies up the Drink Stevers van. David shows off to Aaron. Aaron and David compete in a cocktail making competition. JJ shows off in front of Sadie. Uh, Tony and Therese give fundraising advice to Veronica. Veronica doesn't trust Nicolette. Veronica reminds Nicolette of her threat. Krista recounts some of Leo's conversation with Sadie to Leo. Nicolette speaks to Paul about Veronica. Leo apologizes to Krista. Leo talks to Krista about Brittany. Aaron and David play a game. Aaron and David's cocktail making competition ends in a draw. Dex tells Remy about JJ hanging out with Sadie. Byron brings Isla to the jumble sale. Jane introduces Isla to Veronica. Byron questions Veronica's intentions. Abigail gives one of her drawings to Paul. Paul insults Krista in front of Leo. Leo stands up to Paul. Leo calls Krista Brittany instead of Krista. Paul gives Leo some advice about Krista. Leo ignores this advice. Jane catches David and Aaron being intimate. Byron tells Nicolette about Jane introducing Isla to Veronica. Isla goes missing. Paul speaks to Krista about Brittany. Byron suggests to Nicolette that Veronica may have kidnapped Isla. Krista speaks to Remy about Leo. Byron and Nicolette find Isla outside the police station, and the episode ends with the coming up trailer. That is my review of Neighbours. The Neighbours episode released on the 15th of January 2024. There's a long way to go, so there'll be loads of this episodes. Neighbours, as I mentioned in the, I'm trying to remember days and stuff. Yeah, in yesterday's episode, I think, or today's, that you haven't seen yet. So in an episode that is either out today or has been out, the animated episodes will tend, apart from Extraordinary, which I'm reviewing in the animated episodes at the moment, uh, will be US content, whereas the non-animated episodes are going to be mainly UK content, apart from which includes Doctor Who, or the entire universe, should I say. Also includes Neighbours, yes, that's Australian, and DC and Marvel. So it's so animated is US stuff, excluding Extraordinary, but I can kind of get away with it. It'll be on Disney Plus. Non-animated will be anything UK, which includes the Hooniverse as well as the Four Pillars, as I choose to call them, of the channel of the Hooniverse, Neighbours, DC, and Marvel. And that's just so I can get more content to you quicker. And you're not waiting years for a review, basically, is kind of the plan, because I have a currently 113-page document with all of the content I would like to cover. So that's split up now. So yes, it should be to you a little bit quicker. Let me know what you thought about this Neighbours episode that was released on the 15th of January 2024 in the comments below. My review, if you didn't, as I've just said, you can do that in the comments below, as well as any TV show or movie suggestions, or something else that's not a TV show or a movie that you would like me to cover on the channel. Put that in the comments as well. And remember, you can also like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.